Good morning, everybody. So today we're going to be going over Article 4 of the United States Constitution, and I might cover a couple of different articles because I want to get down to I might cover the whole Article 4 for this class because there's a lot of important stuff in Article 4. So here we go. I'm going to get right into it. Section 1, full faith and credit shall be given in each state to the public acts, records, and judicial proceedings of every other state, and the Congress may be general laws made by laws prescribed the manner in which such acts, records, and proceedings shall be proved and the effects thereof. Okay? Section 2. The citizens of each state shall be entitled to all privileges and immunities of citizens in the several states. So what does that mean? That means we're all equal. Every state in the United States is equal. No state is more important than the other state. All the states are equal. Okay? A person charged in any state with treason, felony of other crime, who shall flee from justice and be found in another state shall, on demand of the executive authority of the state from which he fled, be delivered up to be removed to the state having jurisdiction of the crime. So let's say you commit a crime here in New Mexico and you run off to Maryland, right? You have to be extradited back, but all states have authority to be able to extradite you back. Because you committed the crime here, you're obviously not going to be convicted or tried in Maryland. You'll have to come back to the state and the state you committed the crime in. Okay, there we go. No person held to service or labor in one state under the laws thereof, escaping into another, be discharged from such service or labor, but shall be delivered up to claim of the party to whom the service or labor may due. Now, that was amended with the 13th Amendment, okay? So, here we go. Now, here's an important section. This is Section 3. So, we've already covered Section 1 and Section 2 of Article 4. This is Section 3, and Section 3 and 4 are really important because it covers the federal and state relations between the federal government and the states. So, pay attention because this is important to what's going on right now, so pay attention. New states may be admitted by the Congress into this union, but no new state shall be formed or erected within the jurisdiction of any other state, nor any state be formed by the junction of two or more states or parts of states without the consent of the legislators of that state concerned as well as Congress. So, for instance, right, you got the Carolinas, North Carolina, South Carolina, right? So let's just say that was one Carolina. They wanted to split into two states. They would have to first agree on it in state legislation, and then it has to be approved by Congress. So just remember that. People can't just branch off. Now here, Section 2 or Paragraph 2 of Section 3. The Congress shall have power to dispose of and make all needful rules and regulation respecting the territory of other property belonging to the United States. And nothing in this Constitution shall be so construed as to prejudice any claims of the United States or of any particular state. Okay, so Congress has jurisdiction over regulating, respecting the territories and property. So here we go. Section 4 of Article 4. This is an important section, okay? Pay attention to what this is because I'm going to explain something to you here in a second. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion and on application of the legislature or of the executive when the legislature cannot be convened against domestic violence. The Congress, whenever 2/3 of both houses shall deem it necessary, shall propose amendments of the Constitution or in an application of the legislature of 2/3 of the several states shall call a convention, that's the convening of the states, for purposes of amendments, which in either case shall be valid to all intent and purposes as part of this Constitution when ratified by the legislatures of 3/4 of the several states, or by the convention in 3/4 thereof, as the one or the other mode of ratification may be proposed by the Congress, provided that no amendment which may be made prior to the year 1808 shall in this manner affect the first and fourth clauses in the 9th section of the first article of that no state, without its consent, shall be deprived of its equal suffrage in the Senate. So equal suffrage. So that's the equal footing doctrine, right? We're at an equal footing. All states are on equal footing. Okay? So you got to think about that. All states are on equal footing. Now, let's go back to the first part of that paragraph. So the United States shall guarantee every state in this union a Republican form of government. Now, we're not talking about partisan Republican Democrat. Okay, that's not what it's saying. There was no such thing as a Republican Party when our founding fathers wrote the Constitution. Okay, a Republican form of government is exactly what we are. We are a republic, a constitutional republic. The United States of America, is not a democracy. We are not majority rule. We are not the majority who votes wins. That's why we have an electoral college system. Now, people want to say, oh, well, the popular vote should win. The popular vote should win. Let me tell you why that would not work in the United States. If the popular vote was to win, then we, in flyover states like New Mexico and Kansas and the ones where we have smaller percentage of the population, we would be left out in any say of what our government wants to do. So the three larger cities, let's say just take the four largest cities in the United States: New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, and Houston. Those four cities, because of the population in all of them, would control what the rest of the United States does if we were an actual democracy. If we were a democracy, that's exactly who would control the rest. So their rules that they make, because it would be majority rules or mob rules, and that's how it would be legislated by the largest populations. Our founding fathers wanted to make sure and to ensure that we wouldn't be controlled by the masses and that we would have equal representation within each and every state, so that New Mexico has just as equal representation as the larger populated states. So we would have a say in how things are done. So remember, we as a nation are a constitutional republic. So when people say we're a democracy or it's a threat to democracy, if we were a democracy, we would have voted ourselves out of existence years ago. We have to maintain the integrity of the constitutional republic by keeping it exactly that, a constitutional republic. So in this lesson, what I want you to do is I want you to define a constitutional republic and a democracy. I want you to compare and contrast between a constitutional republic and a democracy. Constitutional republic and a democracy. Compare and contrast. I look forward to seeing your responses. And again, God bless, take care, and have a safe, blessed day.